What about you guys? A lot of people come to us with what they say is back pain. And sometimes it can be legit back pain. Obviously, you have some structural issues, some disc issues, things that have been going on over time. That could be the case. But more often than not, we see people, it's because their ass is tight, and not in a good way. Typically, whether it's piriformis or G-means or somewhere between their butt is causing referred pain, either shooting up their back or shooting down their leg, sciatica, whatever it may be. So these are probably the 4 or 5 best ways we've seen to alleviate just basic referred back pain that is coming from your ass, for lack of a better term. So the first one, the elevated pigeon stretch, which I start off every mobility day with basically. What you guys do is you'll find an elevated box or bench if you're at home, couch, chair. I actually do this at the airport quite a bit. It can be done from a kneeling position, it can be done from a seated position, but I do like the standing position because you get a little bit better leverage with the body. What you guys will do is you'll take the leg, we'll lay it kind of in this 90-degree position here. So the foot's flexed, the knee is nice and safe. For a lot of you guys, this is a big enough stretch. Some of you, if yours looks like this, your stuff is really tight. So an easy way to alleviate that, if you want to get lower, pull that foot closer to the body. It'll buy you guys space. But if you can, be in that 90-degree position. For a lot of you, just simply cross the hands, lean the body forward, back as flat. All we're gonna do is just rotate, kind of that external, internal rotation. For a lot of you guys, this is a big enough stretch. Me personally, I like to kind of floss through it and play with it. So what I'll do is I'll pull my body down as far as I feel comfortable, kind of hunt for any of those tight or trouble spots. I'll try to take the opposite elbow, bring it outside the knee, really let it stretch into it. And the same thing the other way, try to really stretch and dig down and push into it. And just maybe even kind of move my body up and down through space to find the areas where it's tight. For a lot of you, 3 to 5 minutes per side is gonna work wonders. If you're short on time, spend at least a minute or 2 here and really try to dig down. What you'll probably find is some imbalances. So probably your right glute is tighter than the left, or vice versa, spending the time where you need to. This is a game changer for most people. This alone, spending 5 minutes here per side as you're watching Netflix at home or chilling before your workout, after your workout, makes a lot of that alleviated back pain kind of go away. Next one, foam rolling the glutes. Again, you guys can do this with, if you're seasoned, PVC pipe with strong balls work. For most of you, just a normal foam roller, PB, or even on Amazon, you guys can find these, are gonna be just fine. Now, to roll the glutes, the way that we like to teach is if I'm gonna roll my right glute, I'm gonna keep this left leg close to the body. I'm gonna take the right leg and actually cross it over the left if I have the mobility, and then lean towards that right side. So meaning my left glute is actually completely off the roller. And all I'm gonna do is try to find any tight or trouble spots. And mine actually feels pretty good today. You know, after a certain leg day, or if I've been traveling a lot, it'll get tight for me. So I'll try to find, even there, it's a little bit tight. You kind of sit it again. It's just slow and controlled. The movement doesn't have to be super fast at all. You just literally just roll through it. Find the spots that bother you. If you guys don't have the mobility to get here, you can kind of do that relaxed stance on the ground, just roll it. Even so, you might find it might be up closer towards the band line, like TFL, somewhere in there. You can even do a little flossing side to side to kind of push through and find the spots. I also, for me, if I do feel the low back is tight, if you guys can own it, I'll lean into it, but I'll also rotate my body the other way here just to let things kind of open up and stretch, and I kind of floss back and forth that way. That's a great way to use the roller. If you guys have access to a band, I've showed this before on the band stretching video. You take the band, we simply loop it on our foot. All we're gonna have you guys do, off leg is flat, I pull it up, I'm gonna take my hands, left hand is on, right hand's gonna come off, I'm gonna cross it over my body and let it really just stretch and pull. For a lot of you, if you need the offhand, you can hold it here, you can kind of push through space, but for most of you, this is a big enough stretch as it is. Most of you are gonna feel it come through the hamstring all the way up into the glute, into the low back. This is a game changer. It feels amazing for most of you. Even if it's slightly painful, you're gonna feel that kind of release. You can take it, you can make a mobility drill as you guys push through. Again, spending 1, 2, 3 minutes per side is great. If you don't have access to a band, the other option I like to use when I do that, if I'm gonna do the same leg, I come up here, both knees are bent, I simply cross the right leg over the left. I'm working on the right glute here. I'm gonna take it and just let my hips and my body drop here. For most of you guys, this is a big enough stretch. If you have the range of motion, you can take that offhand, push on that right side, really let it stretch and sink down into it. And just try to relax and breathe through it. You can actually let it relax. You can push it back down. You can hold it for a handful of seconds, hold it for a minute, relax, and just kind of keep moving through space. A lot of you guys are going to feel it actually pull, and you're going to find the spots that are causing you that referred pain. The last thing I do like to do on honestly every training day I come here and do this, especially on days I'm going to squat and squat a little bit heavier. I try to let everything kind of open up. For me, just the dead hangs are amazing, but once I'm here, head sinks down to the shoulders, all I'm going to do is just rotate through the hips. And if it's free hanging, great. Ours happens to be my feet can drag, and I just let it kind of open up through space, let it twist, let it shift a little bit. A lot of times I can almost feel, I think it's probably like L5, S1, kind of cracks, it opens up, and when that happens, I typically kind of feel loose, and I feel ready to go when I squat. So a lot of you out there who are having kind of that referred back pain, if it's not, a contact injury, if it's not real structural damage, more likely than not, what I've seen over the past decade is because your ass is tight and not in a good way. So elevated pigeon stretch, foam roller piriformis in the glutes, G means TFL, everything that's kind of wrapped up into there. Band stretch, the bodyweight free stretch, and just dead hangs might do the trick. You guys give these a shot. Let me know how they feel, if it worked for you. Anything else you guys want to see on these videos, shoot me a message, hit me up. I'm happy to record it, and enjoy.